Good morning, welcome to What's Hot in Hamilton. I'm Ryan,
I'm Adam.
and today we're on location at COhatch and Eyrie with the Director of Operations, Tyler McCleary. Hi, Tyler.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing great.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Actually, thanks for allowing us to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you.
But for the people that don't know you, tell us a little bit about what you do in the community. I know you do a few things, so let us know about that.
Whenever I get that question, I just tell people I just talk a lot for a living, so I care about this town. I'm not from Hamilton, and this town invited me in such a nice way and embraced me. It also showed me an avenue to kind of make an impact. And then, I feel like it's kind of a snowball. Once you start, you realize, once people know that you care, there's more causes, and there's so much to do. And so many great people to do it with that it kind of just kept going,
Right.
And led to some really cool causes around town, and that's where we're at today. So
And all the connecting you did through HaHa.
yes.
Yeah.
So HaHa was one of the first ones. It's the Hamilton Amusement and Hospitality Association. Essentially, it gets all of our bars and restaurants and hospitality entities together on a monthly basis, kind of collaborate, talk about issues, events. So I feel like in this industry, which I've been in the hospitality industry for a very long time, a lot of cities is very competitive, and that's not how it is here. It's very collaborative. There's enough room for all of us. Believe in the rising tide raises all boats mentality, and I think everybody else in the town does too. So we're all good friends, and we have a good time with it, And from that became out of HaHa came Hamil Turkey, which is a funny name that I still like saying, but we did a lot of good through that. We fed 8,000 people last year through
awesome.
A lot of connections. Again, like I said this before, I didn't feed 8,000 people. We did. So it took over 100 people to kind of pull it all together. So it's pretty cool.
And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah, exactly. Like Shared Harvest we've already talked about, how we're going to make it bigger this year, and they're huge partners in that. So yeah, even more this year. There's a lot of people that need help. We made a big impact, but not everybody got fed. So we can see, if we can do more, we will.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And he's being a little humble about what all he does, but to get Citizen of the Year last year, that's a pretty huge thing.
Yeah, it's still kind of crazy to me. It's wild. I mean, it's just people in this town are so kind, and it's still processing that happened, and it's a huge honor. And really for me, I guess if anything, it's a barometer, right? I mean, it's not something you set out to do. It just kind of happened, and people in this town are nice enough to recognize it. But there's so many good causes, and I'm happy to be a part of all of them. So.
And it's great to hear you say the collaborative part, because everybody else that we've talked to and interviewed, it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's what it sounds about.
I know with HaHa that pulled a lot of people together, and especially like COVID and post-COVID, it was a huge thing.
For sure. Well, you're exactly right, and that's where it started. And it's the collaboration with, and also the city leadership and other big entities that kind of support, right? So like the fact that during the pandemic, like no small business in Hamilton closed, that says a lot about the city from top to bottom, And then for us all to kind of pull together and keep it going afterwards and keep that spirit, that's it's a special place. And I think that's why we all love it here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Tyler, you spoke about your love for Hamilton. You're doing Eyrie, COhatch, you're the Director of Operations, and nonprofit organizations. How do you balance all of that?
I get that question every now and then. I just keep going, I mean, it's something I think I care a lot about it. There isn't anything that I'm involved with that I'm not extremely passionate about. So when you care about it, I mean, it's like you say, if you love it, you never worked a day in your life. That's how I feel about this. It's all the city stuff within the city with things here. Like it's making an impact. It matters. So it's not something I'm being forced to do. It's something I want to do. So you just kind of find a way to balance it. And Google Calendar and tools like that are fantastic, obviously, but it's the passion and caring, but also then a great team. I mean, like I have a lot. It's not just me. I just I've got a great network. So that's the biggest piece too. And like we talked about, it's just people coming together to make big things happen. I can do this much by myself, but we can do this much together. And I just see that over and over again. So.
And you're absolutely right, because when I started the Give Back Gala, I reached out to you, and you was willing to help with everything you're already doing.
Yeah. Why not? It's a good cause. You can do it. There's plenty of time to sleep some down the line, So yeah.
You have that restaurant business brain and motivation too. Like you feel like you have to be everywhere at all the time and balance all that. So yeah, I could see that.
Well, I get told I talk really fast too, so I say that kind of helps with those things as well.
Right.
Good or bad, but yeah, exactly. It's in the restaurant world, you're constantly doing 1,000 different things. No day is the same, so you just kind of learn how to juggle. And I've been doing that for a long time. So
and roll with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about COhatch and how it came about to be in Hamilton, and then also with Eyrie next door.
Yeah. So COhatch, first of all, really it's a dream maker, is the best way to put it. You know what I mean? So if you have a dream and you want to do something, we have the resources to make that happen. especially for startups and nonprofits. So there's a lot of costs associated with that, and it's hard to figure out how to make that happen. And we have a lot of those at our fingertips here. And then we also provide connections. There's a big connecting piece here where you can go. We talk about making intentional collisions all the time. So if you've got a contracting company here and a therapist company here, maybe there's no reason they'll never meet, or they ever would, but here you can't. You never know what's going to happen from there. So it's just having a bunch. It's essentially a giant economic ecosystem in this big building. Hopefully we have 300 plus businesses involved in the near future. But that's what COhatch is. And I mean, what we do is office space, meetings, event space, things like that, and co-working memberships. But really, it's about why we do it is about that. Making people help people succeed and reach their dreams. That's the biggest.
So it's kind of like HaHa on a larger scale with multiple industries in it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The constant collaboration and connection. That's the biggest thing. I think if there's one word that I think about COhatch, it's like connection. It's a connection. Yeah. So that's really that's special.
And with a lot of the brick and mortars closing down and people not going into the office anymore, it's just that other, the piece that people have been missing since the pandemic as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because we were used to kind of being on our own, and we're social people. That's as a human being, we need to be talking, and so this kind of reignites that, and that's kind of I think that's why people kind of flock to our business in general, because it's different and also done in a really good way. It's not just that we threw office space up and you come in. There's a personality. There's care, there's actual hospitality every day. That's why I was drawn to COhatch. It's not, it's not just, hey, we're going to sell office space. It's how do we take care of you? How do we connect you with people that you need and really kind of, push you forward.
Right.
And so, and then this is just one location. There's, over 40 now. So this is like our little our town here is going to be a really cool ecosystem here, but then that's connected to the larger whole, and who knows what can go from there. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Then on the Erie front, COhatch, they redeveloped this, and my background being hospitality, we started talking as well. There's not quite a cocktail lounge, nothing quite like what we're doing here. And again, it's all about connections. We're here and connections to the community, a lot of art, heavy art influence, history, just a fun, upscale, casual place to have a good time, for any and all occasions. So it's also the add-on for the COhatch members as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did the idea for Erie come about?
So the name Erie is Eagle's Nest. So on top of this beautiful historic building, we have a giant stone eagle. So it's kind of playing with that. And I'm a dad. I have my two twins at home. But so I like my dad jokes. It's COhatch is very bird themed. So you kind of hatch your ideas at COhatch, and they take flight at the Erie. So I like that kind of thing. And so one kind of more bird themed. You've got Taking Flight, the wonderful mural by Taylor Stone Welch across the street here, and just a little different. So. And then on the actual product side, craft cocktails is something that I've been doing for a long time. I've got a fantastic team that are very talented. I just think it's a cool way to kind of relax, and people like to go out and do that thing, whether you're having a good day, a bad day, a big celebration or a sad time. So I feel like it's a good connecting piece, one of those third places that we can kind of create here, and but done a little differently. So
nice. Yeah. What kind of local impact are you expecting with Erie coming here?
Well, on the clientele side or guest side, I'm hoping it's just a busy space with a lot of fun and cool different themed events, and just a cool place for people to come and hang out and get to know one another. And that's that's why we want to keep people coming in all the time. So on the business front, but I think a little bit further past that, I want to be tied in to help our nonprofits and cool events here. Like we just had a really cool Inspiration Studios event last weekend over in the Bank Hall. But I want to do things like that, another space where people can come and whether it be a fundraiser or just learn about different organizations. But then a little bit further past that, I want to do something for our industry folks, for our hospitality industry folks to come and feel like this is their place as well. They can, come through, relax, and that's why I want to be open a little bit later. So if you're at, a Vase or Carmiola, you have a space to come and have a drink, and that's also done well. You're not rushed, and kind of like-minded folks can be here, kind of, taking a load off after a long day, because, in this industry, you spend, your opposite hours, you're there late night taking care of everybody else, and then where do you go after that? Well, I want to be that place so we can take care of our bartender, servers, line cooks, chefs, everybody can kind of come and be that space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you have an app? Do you have a phone number? How do people actually reach you?
Right now, to reach us here at the Erie, you can call me for any questions. You can submit on our website also. If you're interested in hearing about email updates, you can go on the website. We do have a Facebook, so I'm looking for the Erie specifically. Go like us on Facebook. We should start posting a lot more soon. We should have an opening date announced in the very near future. But yeah, that's probably the best way. It'll be very social media heavy, but you can always call me too. I think most people have my phone number, so I'm always open to that too.
So you became Citizen of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Once you became Citizen of the Year, and what was that aha moment? Like, this is making a difference.
I guess I'm so kind of experiencing it, if you will. Like I said, it's still kind of surreal to me, but I think it actually probably came before that dinner. The dinner was fantastic. It's the night that I'll remember forever. But it was probably even Hamlet Turkey year one when I kind of heard that some of the feedback after we started feeding people and like how much it meant to them, and then that they wanted that there's still a bigger need, and we were to fulfill it, and then you got more people involved with helping. So I think it was actually kind of more of the lead up to it. So as far as like the feeling that's making a difference is probably all of that. The fact that I'm Citizen of the Year, that's still crazy. So that hasn't that aha moment. I don't know. That'll probably hit a year or two down the line. But especially when I see my name next to these other people that I look up to, right? I mean, you got the Kathy Klinks of the world and things like that. They've done stuff for such a long time. So that's still crazy to me that I'm mentioned with those folks. But as far as the impact and things, I think that there's so many good people in town that have come to kind of help me. That's when I realized it was working, if you will, is that, you know, you can have an idea in Hamilton and Hamilton rallies behind it and makes it happen, you know, and I think that's been I felt because of the city for a long time.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like literally, when we was at the summit, connecting on purpose, and we were in Rose's class, and she said, challenge yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, I want to have a prom. And now we're actually doing the Give Back Gala.
Yeah.
So it really does just take reaching out and connecting, and people are all in. Hamilton does collab. They are a team. Yep. You're 100% correct.
And it happens fast. And the 17 Trunk Summit is such a good example because there's that. But even the first one, you know, I can't remember if it was Liz. I think they might have mentioned it, but, you know, about the Hollow Earth Festival, saying they want to do something with the sculpture. And the next April, we have the Hollow Earth Festival. Now it's the third year. So, yeah, it's just such a unique town, and just ideas. There's all kinds of ideas and so much stuff to do. And, you know, people just are helpful. They want to make an impact. And that's, you know, every day there's more people getting involved. And that's exactly what I want. There's one thing I want to come up with my Citizen of the Year speech, if you will, was that to get more people involved. And I think even the month or two since then is that I've seen that already, and that's fantastic. And 17 Strong is a huge incubator of that always. So
there's a common thread in everything you do. How would you describe it?
I would describe it as, you know, just people and caring. You know what I mean? I mean, we're all just human beings trying to make it work on a daily basis on all kinds of scales. And I think that I realize that because being in hospitality, I've taken care of people, and I've also had, you know, on the same team, you have somebody who's struggling at home with all who knows what, and then somebody who's got a very nice, cushy life, and you kind of find ways to kind of mix it together, and those people need to have different needs, and that's how every city is also. So I think I've always looked at a restaurant as a little kind of like microscopic, like look into what any city is, you know, because you get like on all walks of life. So I think that just knowing about that and that you're caring, I mean, I care about everybody, you know, whether I know you or not, and so that's something it makes me feel good if I can go make an impact and do that. So that's always been a driving force for me, is that, you know, if there's good to do, we should go do it, and then get people to help you do it, you know. So I'd say that's probably the most common, I guess, theme for what I try to do, is that if people need help, I'm here to help you. So.
And you do a lot. You inspire a lot of people to do the same, and that's what everything is, just kind of snowballs in Hamilton because of people like you.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate that. And also, I was inspired by other people. I remember, like, early on, I'd give Jacob and Taylor a big shout out. You know, like I saw the work they were doing here, and, you know, we're all about the same age, and it's like, oh, you don't have to be a multimillionaire or really established to go make an impact. You can start today by doing whatever, with whatever resource you have, whatever skill set you have, you can go make an impact. And those two in particular, when I came in early to Hamilton, like, oh, these guys are doing a lot of good work in here, and, you know, they started inviting me to help with things, and, you know, I got involved with City of Sculpture, and so this, even on the art side, like, you may not even realize what the City of Sculpture does, but it's got the backdrop for most of the best pictures in Hamilton, and that's just a bunch of volunteers getting together to go make an impact because they care. There's no monetary gain there. It's just, you know, sense of pride in our town and making it better for future generations, and that kind of stuff is, you know, you do, it's kind of addicting, right? You can make one impact, and you can realize you can do more, and again, the snowball keeps growing, and there's just so many different ways to do that here.
Yeah, so. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tyler, what trends are you seeing in this city that people want to live and work right now?
Well, I think it's civic pride is one of the biggest things as far as what they want to do for Hamilton. I think it's off the charts. I mean, I've lived in quite a few of the cities that are much even bigger than Hamilton, and the connectivity and just local pride is off the charts here. And I think we're really fortunate for that. I think it's also infectious, right? I mean, when it starts at the top, and the people who are running the city and leading the charge for the next 10 to 20 years are that excited on a ground level, and they're also involved, I think it just goes right into everything else. And so, you know, whether you've been here for, you know, 10 days or 10 years, everybody's welcome to kind of just be part of this fantastic thing. And I think that's why it's so cool. And then, I mean, there's people that probably don't get enough shout outs that really set this in motion years and years and years ago. To get where we are today. This didn't happen by accident. You know, there was a plan in place, and it's specific things that happened, and big risks that were taken by both, you know, city leaders and investors and citizens alike, that kind of led to where we are today. And we are fortunate enough to be here to kind of reap the benefits, you know. And I think it's our duty to continue that so that, you know, our kids and future generations get an even better version of Hamilton we have right now. So I think that it's very unique, especially with how quickly it happened in the grand scheme of things. I mean, we know that Hamilton was not in a great spot not that long ago, but you go down High in Maine right now, especially, I mean, April 16th, 17th, 18th with the Hamilton Unfolded test we had, like that's a special, unique thing. And you know, I think we wow people, and now we have a lot more people coming to town. I think we're, you know, it's pretty special.
So for people that don't live in Hamilton, as a fellow realtor, what's your thoughts on them moving to Hamilton?
Well, I think do it while you can, because right now it is still very like cost effective to move here on all sides of things. But I think as the development continues, because there's still a lot of development that hasn't even started yet. You know, so over the next 5 to 10 years, we'll see even more, and the word gets out more and more, and it's also consistent, right? Because I think, you know, it just keeps going up. So I think with that, prices will go up as well in the housing market here in Hamilton. So which is a good thing for all of us that already have houses here. But I think that, you know, get in while you can, because nobody wants to miss out on this. Like, talk to me, this is something that's special and it just doesn't happen very often. So I would, you know, everybody should jump in as soon as possible and be part of it now.
That's why I sell a lot of homes, but I'm not going to sell mine. I've been on it for 20 years on the west side. I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly. Go now. Yeah. Lock it down. Buy more.
You're already doing so much for this city. Your hands are involved in everything. That's very appreciated. But what's something someone doesn't know about you?
Well, I feel like since I've been in town, I talk a lot, so everybody kind of hears what I know what I've got going on. But I'd say, I guess, people probably don't know that I have a bit of a musical past. You know, I was in the steel drum band for my high school for years. I got to play on an album with Bootsy Collins once, which is kind of cool. So I've always been, my dad's been he's a mailman, but also a DJ. So music's very important to me in my life, in both, you know, all levels. And I think that also translates to the restaurant side. I've always looked at it like a symphony, you know, kind of everything comes together, and it's a beautiful piece when it comes together. It's fun and different accents and things like that. And, you know, my kids like to sing and dance quite a bit too. So I don't know, probably that. You know, I feel like usually, other than that, I'm pretty transparent, kind of an open book more often than not. So I don't know. That's probably one little nugget I have to think about more as we go. But that's the first thing that comes to mind.
If you had a free weekend outside of everything you do in Hamilton, what's one thing you would do for the weekend in Hamilton?
Well, I'd go find whatever fundraiser my friends are throwing and go hang out there for a little while. Of course, do that. You know what? I mean, the parks are great. I mean, if you know, go out, spend as much time outside as you can with the kids, you know, and then bounce around. I'm fortunate, again, through the connectivity of the restaurant side of things. I like to go and say hi to all my friends as much as I possibly can, you know, checking on them. So I don't know, kind of just bounce around. I don't know if there's exactly one specific thing to do other than try to do as much of it at once as possible, because, I mean, I think that I don't ever get enough of this town. You know, I mean, if I get any free weekend to have, I always want to kind of go support where I can and just go see it all over again. You know, we're lucky.
So basically what you're saying is you would keep working.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, yeah, exactly. Just bring my kids along. That's the only difference. So, yeah.
Well, Hamilton's lucky to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm lucky to have Hamilton.
So you mentioned you're a dad. That means you have children, and I'm sure you're not only doing this for you and for Hamilton, but your children's future is important to you. Can we elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's my biggest driving force. You know, I've got 4-year-old twins. And yeah, they're the reason I do everything I do. I mean, of course, I care about everybody. You know, I mean, I care, but I think one of the biggest factors there is I want to make sure that however long I'm here, that I leave it better for them. You know, and I think that that's something. You know, it makes it easy to get out of bed every morning and make sure that they're okay. And they're wonderful. You know, I'm a lucky guy. I've got, you know, how lucky is to have 4-year-old twins, and they keep me busy all the time. But they're wild, but it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, for sure, it's great.
I know the opening date is coming soon, so that's exciting. And we're going to put the links in everywhere for the Facebook pages and the website, just to keep everybody updated on that, and all the information to contact you.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, we should be announcing soon, both for the Eyrie, COhatch, and Bank Hall, all 3 entities we have here. But yes, keep an eye on our social media accounts, and you'll see it all here. But very, very soon we'll be open. So.
Good.
Is there a certain amount of hours?
Yeah, the thought process, at least on the Eyrie side, is, you know, Tuesday through Saturday, you have 4 o'clock till, you know, about 10 during the week and midnight on the weekends. And then the busier we are, the more we expand. You know, we have some big plans for this place in the near future. But it all, you know, the more people come and support, the bigger we can grow faster. You know, so and that goes for Eyrie and COhatch. You know, in COhatch, there'll be somebody manning, you know, the floor or the door there, 8 to 5 during the week, kind of typical business hours. You know, we have a community manager involved, and yeah, you know, we'll have somebody here all the time. So
sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, that's it today, Hamilton, on location at Eyrie and COhatch with Tyler McCleary. Again, thank you for having us here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And when it becomes open, you are going to be blown away about how nice this place is.
And
so
thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Adam.
And we will see you on the next episode of What's Hot in Hamilton.
From local shops to packed out rooms, small businesses making big time moves.